We'll give a few seconds and see if anybody comes in. See if anybody comes into the live before I start telling my dealership story on the Tri-Glide. See if anybody pops in here. Is anybody out there? Does anybody care? No, I'm not going to sing for you. Well, I'll get started. And if people pop in, they do. And if they don't, they don't. Anyway, if you watched my live, I think it was Saturday. Yeah. I was talking about getting a Tri-Glide and trading in the Vulcan, 04 Vulcan, and the 2019 Harley-Davidson Road King and the Spider. Well, went to the dealership. And of course, really nice Tri-Glides there. The price on them, I know we've been down this road before, but the price is just ridiculous. Anyway, so we started talking deals and how much, we're going to pay for a new Tri-Glide. And then I said, well, I got a couple of trade-ins I'd like to. Do you take trade-ins other than Harleys for a Harley, which I know they did. But I said, do you take trade-ins? And they said, well, absolutely. And I said, well, I have a 2019 Harley Davidson Road King, which they knew. I have a 2004 Vulcan, and I have a 2012 Spider RT. And he's like, well, cool. And I was like, well, what will you give me for these bikes? The Spider, the Road King, and the Vulcan. Did I already say that? Yeah. Anyway, well, the Road King, they gave me a decent offer on the Road King, so I was happy about that. But when it came to the Spider and the Vulcan, their offer on those two bikes, well, the Spider, I don't know what you want to call it, it's a bike, but the offer they made on the Spider and the Vulcan just wasn't good enough. So I said, well, we'll take that off the table. We won't trade in the Spider or the Vulcan. We'll just trade in the Road King and maybe put some cash down and go from there. So we tried to work that deal with the dealership, and it still didn't come out. It just didn't come out the way I wanted it to come out. I'm not going to spend $43,000 on a Tri-Glide. I mean, yeah, you take what they give you for the Harley out, and you're still, I think it was close to $20,000 they was going to give me for the Road King, which is not bad. I mean, I got more in it, of course, but it's not bad for the Road King with having almost, I guess she's almost got 30,000 miles on her right now. So that wasn't a bad offer. And hey, Moto Bomb, sick. Hey, you guys. So that wasn't a bad offer. But you still, by the time they give you $20,000 for your bike, and by the time that's great, and you think, well, you're paying $42,000 for the Tri-Glide, and that's cool. But then by the time you add on the cost of the paint that you're choosing, because if it's black or any other color, it's going to cost you more. Then they got the what they call, I think it's where they the crate fees and this fee and that fee and just so many fees that I decided, I was like, come on, you guys got to do better than that. I mean, and they want, by the time they put the fees on, yeah, they take what they're giving you for your trade-in off, and they put the fees on. You're still close to paying them $27,000. And I was like, no, I just can't bring myself to do that. So we go back and forth a little bit, and it just didn't work out. And I'm not, they were cool. The dealership was cool. But it just wasn't, this is, I think, the third or fourth time we went into the dealership, two different dealerships, and tried to make a deal on these tri-glides, but I just can't bring myself to pay that kind of money. Yeah, fees, 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 fees for everything. I mean, I'm looking at this deal. You're right, Sick. I'm looking at this deal, and I'm like, what's this fee? What's that fee? And I know there's fees in there. I understand that. But it's like it's just, and then you got your taxes, and taxes around here are just outrageous. The taxes are outrageous. And by the time you add on all that on there, if you're putting $20,000 down and you're close to 26, anywhere from 26 to 30,000 still left owed on the bike, it, yeah, that's a hard thing to do. And the more I sat there and thought about it, and I've been in this situation before, the more I sat there and thought about it, I was like, I got a lot of money in the Road King, not just because of what I paid for, which I didn't pay a ton for that brand new. As I bought it brand new in 2020. It's 2019. You guys know that, and it was a leftover, and I think I paid. I want to say $23,000 for it, maybe somewhere around in there. But I got probably 30,000 in it. Probably got 30,000 in it altogether with what I paid for it and what all I've done to it. It's been tuned. It's got all the Willie G stuff on it. I'm sure you guys have seen it. Anyway, and the more I sat there and talked to him, me and the wife, walked away for a little bit and we're talking. And I'm like, it's hard to trade in a bike that you got so much invested into. And it's been, with me for what, 5 years now? 4 years, 5 years, whatever it is. And that's a hard thing to do when you got that much vested in a bike, is to turn it over for a tri-glide, yeah, which is a great bike. It's great. Don't get me wrong. It's a great bike and trike. It's a great trike, but not to be redundant, but you guys know I am. And it's like, I'm not, it's hard. It's just damn hard to trade in a bike for that kind of and get. I mean, don't get me wrong. I understand you're not going to get back what you put into something. I mean, I understand that. I understand if you're not going to get that back with your, upgrades and add-ons. It's hard to get that back out of a bike. I get that. I understand that. I totally understand it. But it's hard to let something go that you put that much work and effort into for just, $20,000, and then you walk out of the dealership still owing anywhere from $26,000 to $30,000 on a bike. And that's just a hard thing to do. So if more people don't get in here, I'll let you guys go. I know I see Sick and Motobomb in here. I appreciate you guys popping in. Non-chrome, free chrome, fee color. Yeah, fee, yeah. Prep, yeah, prep. That was in there. Yep, the color fee, tax fees, title, blah, 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 blah. By the time you're paying all that stuff, you're absolutely right, man. It's brutal. So the tri-glide deal might be put on hold for another year or so. Me and the wife talked about it, and we're like, well, let's wait a little while longer and see what happens. But I don't think prices are going to come down on anything. And I'm certain that in the next year or so, if I wait that long, that the Road King they're going to drop even further down on the price on that on trade. So, yeah. But being stuck with the Road King is not a bad thing at all. We might just have to go used at some point and see what happens. As you guys know, the Vulcan was up for sale. I took that down. I took that off. I decided I was just going to hold on to it since I was going to trade it in anyway. Thought I was. So I took that. Off the marketplaces and just going to hold on to it. I don't know what she's going to do with the Spider yet. She still went ahead and left it up on the marketplaces after we didn't make a deal at the dealership. So I don't know what she's going to do with that. I mean, she's had some people hit her up on it, but nobody's came to look on it or anything like that. But it's such hard. It's a bad time to try to be selling anything because people just don't have the money. I mean, their money's just not there. Hey, Mr. Gregory, thanks for popping in. Appreciate you. If I was to ever get a three-wheeler, it will be a Honda Goldwing, and I will never buy one from a dealer. I'm not paying all that. Yeah. It's just it's crazy. And I knew this going in. I knew this was probably going to be an issue. I knew it. I was like, this is going to be a damn issue. All these fees, all this. And the Gold Wings, Mr. Gregory, the Gold Wings are excellent bikes. I've seen a lot of them out there used that are still in great shape. I've had a couple Gold Wings myself, so I haven't had to try 3-wheelers, but I've had 2-wheel Gold Wings, and they were great bikes. But anyway, yeah, that's the experience at the dealership. And they were cool. They were honest. They said, this is what we can give you. This is what they'll allow us to give you. You basically take it or you don't. And that's cool. I get that. And I respect that. And I think at one point he even said, well, you might get better deals out just selling them privately. And I thought, well, you're right. But I was trying to make, it's such a pain in the ass to try to sell things. And like I was just saying, nobody wants to buy anything right now. The economy just sucks. It's just, the economy is horrible. So just nobody can afford to do anything anymore. And nobody wants a payment. And I knew going in I was going to have a payment. I could have paid cash for the rest of it and took money out of my retirement or my savings, either account, and paid cash for whatever was left. And I thought about that too. And that's something I thought about, I'll pay cash for the rest of it. And that way I won't have a payment. But still, it was like hard to fork over that much cash for a motorcycle. It's not an easy thing to do. I was sick. I was considering trading in my 2 bikes for a new G Street, and I would be, if they gave me 25 for both in stock. ST is 50. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy, the prices. And if Harley wants us to buy their bikes, and that's great. Harleys are great, but man, my God, come down on the price a little bit. It's unbelievable. Even just going in for a road glide, which I'm not a fan of the road glide, but if you ride a road glide, much respect to you. I'm not a fan of the road glide simply because the shark nose fairing, or whatever the hell they call it now. I just don't like that big thing sticking out in front of me. The back wing's good enough. I like that. But that big, I'm not a fan of it. And they even asked me, well, do you want to go? We could get you in a deal with, into a road glide or something like that, or street glide, blah, 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 or Road King special. I'm like, no, that's not what I came in here for. I came in here for a tri glide, not another 2-wheel bike. But I get it. That's their job, is to sell you something, and that's cool. And like I said, the dealership was great. They were pretty cool. But I get it. It's their job to sell you something. Everybody's, they got to make money too, and I understand that. But damn, do you have to make that much money? Do you have to make, I know the cost of making that tri-glide is not, nowhere near it. And, $43,000, that's a lot of money. I paid $56,000 from a truck I had. I told you guys this story before. The Ram I had, and that was, no, I'm not doing that again. Just not going to do it. It's just too much. It's too much. So where do we go from here? Well, we're going to keep the Road King. And most likely, since I didn't make a deal this time, I think the Road King's pretty much in the family for good, because, like I said, as time goes by, and the older they get, the less money you're going to get in trade. And I'm not going to just give it to them. So the Road King's going to be with us forever. The Vulcan won't be. It'll eventually go at some point. And we'll go on to something else. But I'm with you, Mr. Gregory. I'm going to look around a little bit more, maybe look at some Honda Gold Wings. I hate to say that, but I won't trade the Harley in on a Honda Gold Wing. I won't do that. If I buy a Honda Gold Wing, I'll just buy it outright. If I buy a 3-wheel or a tri Gold Wing, I'm a little bit bummed about it, because I got myself. I do this shit to myself all the time. Excuse my language. Where I'm gonna go get this tri glide, and I can. That's the thing. I can pull the trigger. I can buy that tri glide. I could technically pay cash for that Tri-Glide. But no, no, just not going to do it. Just not going to do it. I mean, you sit on the Tri-Glide and you look at it and everything, and it's awesome. It looks great. And it's like, yeah, I mean, oh, it'd be nice to have this thing, and it'd be, and I would really want one, but you have to come down to earth and you have to stop and think, wait a minute, and you have to say, wait a minute, is this really, really worth it? And in my opinion, no, it's not. It's not. I mean, you start thinking about it, and you're sitting on that thing and you're thinking, man, $43,000 when everything's said and done. I mean, and then they'll come down a little bit, but they're not gonna, but well, then they go, well, we can't really come down much on the new Tri-Glide, but we can get you over here in the used Tri-Glide. Then you go look at those and it's like, yeah, no. It's no. They had one that had like 15,000 miles on it, but they still wanted for that one. I forget what year it was, but they were close. They were still in the 30,000s range. And I'm thinking, dude, what the hell? No, I'm not doing it. I mean, yeah, you're right, Moto Mom. It's got to feel right. It's got to feel right. And it didn't feel right. I didn't feel right about it. It didn't feel good about it. So I walked. And they were like, Mr. Bocek, Mr. Bocek, Mr. Bocek. Probably you guys don't know hear my name very often, my last name. But Mr. Bocek, we can make a deal. We can make a deal. Yeah, we could make a deal. Absolutely could make a deal. No doubt about it. But is it the right deal for me? What can we do? What can we do? Well, I'm telling you what, I've told them, this is what you can do. You can be more closer to a price, what I want on the Vulcan. But even then, even if they went up a little bit on the Spider or the Vulcan, it just still didn't come out. Still didn't come out right. Sterling, hey Sterling, thanks for popping in, man. Appreciate you. I'm waiting on the economic class before I buy something nice. Right now, everything is linked or inflated because of easy 22% finance, and that's another thing. Thank you, Sterling, for bringing that up. I would have slipped my mind. The financing on it, the interest rates. I have great credit, and I forget what the interest rate was, but it was high. And they said, well, it's a toy, and I get that, I understand that. But I was like, no, that's another thing. I was thinking, man, that's a lot of, that's no, that interest rate's too high. I want to say it was 5%. And I'm thinking, man, I got great credit. You want me 5%? Was it 5 or 6%, somewhere around in there? But it was something stupid that I wasn't willing to pay. So, and it's just it's not a good deal, man. It's disappointing on one hand, but on the other hand, I know I have a great bike in the Harley, and the Vulcan's a nice bike too. But that's just too steep. And I was in there just walking around. I said, well, let me think about it a minute. And we're walking around and looking at other bikes and everything. I'm looking at some two-wheel bikes, like I said, the Road Glide and Street Glide and all that. And I'm looking at them and I'm looking at the prices on them. And I'm like, God, Jesus, Lord. I mean, man, come on. It's a motorcycle. It's not. I mean, it's not something like, it's not like a truck. I mean, you pay too much for a truck, it's not like your house. Oh my God. By the time everything's said done on that Tri-Glide, I have paid cash for houses for that amount almost. Well, my first house, I think, was $100,000, and that Tri-Glide's almost half that. It's like, come on, man. No, the hell, you can't get a house now for less than, you can't even look at a decent house now, no matter where it is, for less than $400,000. So, yeah, you're right, 2-4. The right deal will come along at some point, and we'll get into something at some point. Maybe not. If we don't, we'll just deal with what we have, and that's okay. Like I said, I could go ahead and pull the trigger on this thing. I could go ahead and do it, but no. I retired early. I retired with the money I have, and it was enough to retire early. and I'm not going to take that money and throw it at a bike. I'm just not going to do that because we just don't know. Starting tomorrow, I'm not trying to get political or anything, but we don't know who's going to be president. We don't know what's going to happen. We don't know what's going to happen to the economy. It's not getting any better. It's getting worse. So why put yourself in a bad situation or worse, or take a lot of money out of your accounts and just for a motorcycle? And I don't mean that like just for motorcycles. I love my motorcycles. Love riding. It's my life, but it's not like I don't have anything. Bikes aren't easily repoed. Sterling bikes aren't easily repoed. Difficult to find a nice one at auction. Yeah, it is difficult to find a nice one. So disappointed, but I'll get over it and I'll move on. But I was looking forward to having one, but sometimes we get excited about stuff and we don't think about it, and then we get there, then reality hits, and it's like, yeah, this is not a good deal. I'm not going to do this. So for now, that's off the table, and it is what it is, and we'll just move forward with what we have. And what we have is pretty good. The Road King has been a great bike for me. The Road King, knock on wood here somewhere. The Road King, since I bought it new, like I said, back in 2020, it's never been in the shop for anything, for any kind of repair other than something I was adding on or upgrading. I mean, it's never failed to start. It's never given me any issues whatsoever. Um, and it's a great bike. And it's had the fork upgrade done to it. It's had the rear air shocks put on it. I mean, like I said, it's been tuned. It's got all the Willie G stuff on it. I mean, it's got more things I could probably remember on it. It's got the handlebar upgrade on it. It's got the tour pack. It's got the Batwing. So, yeah, it's not a bad bike at all. It's not a bad thing to be stuck with, that for sure. Well, it's Mr. Gregory. Well, the thing is, you are riding, so it ain't like you don't have one. Yeah, that's right. I have actually, I have actually two. And if you count the wife spider while it's here, I actually have three. I can have, I got three, so I can hop on either one and just go for a ride whenever I want to. So it's not like I don't have a bike. But again, disappointing that it turned out that way because I was kind of looking forward to it. Because I mean, I like the spider simply because I don't have to put my feet down. I don't have to do, that's big deal for me because you guys know I have arthritis and pretty severe in my hands. And sometimes it's hard to pull the clutch in. But that would have to happen on the Tri Glide too. But it's just difficult. Now I had some people. Sometimes my balance ain't great because if I'm hurting or in pain, so that's an issue. That's why I wanted to go to three wheels. But I have had people say, and I've heard people say, and I've heard old Mac say this too, that it's you got to adjust to the Tri-Glide too, because it's got a lot with your shoulders and arms too. So I was thinking about that too after I heard old Max say that. I was thinking, with my neck, arthritis in my neck, arthritis in my hands, and all that, would the Tri-Glide actually be okay for me? But I mean, I test rode it, but that doesn't give you, everyday use of it, how your body's going to react to it. So anyway, yeah, I love my King too, and that was another problem too, Mr. Gregory. I was sitting there thinking about, it. I was like, man, and the wife said to me, "Now you trade this in, it's gone. Your Road King's gone." I was like, "Yeah, I know." And she reminded me. She goes, "You've got a lot invested in this Road King." Like, yeah, I do, I do, I do. But she also said, "I'll support you if that's what decision you want to make." And I was like, "Yeah." Just didn't feel right. Didn't feel good. Didn't feel right to me to make the deal. So here we are. And it is what it is. And it's really nice. I mean, it's really warm here today in Ohio, in Mason, Ohio. But the problem is the wind is crazy. So I didn't get out today. I was going to do this live out when I was out riding the bike, but decided not to go. So I don't know. Just ain't felt that great all day anyway. Sometimes you get a little let down, it puts you Yeah, I appreciate that, old Mac. It's just sometimes things just don't work out. It is what it is. And there's no point in forcing things, like I said earlier, and putting yourself in, dragging money out of your accounts that you have to live on to just for a tri guide, just for something that you ride that you don't necessarily have to have. So it is what it is. I just wanted to hop on here and give you guys a little bit of an update what happened with that. And I mean, like I said, it is what it is. And I'll tell you another thing. My God, they could be a little quicker on doing stuff too. Well, I gotta take this back and talk to the manager, and I gotta take this back and see, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Look, either you can do it or you can't do it. I get it. It doesn't take hours to say no, I can't do that, or yes, I can do that. Why does it take so long? It's like, come on, either you can do it or you can't do it. That's it. Mr. Gregory, they've had my phone number for a long time. And yeah, they hit me up all the time. They'll call me. Did you find what you wanted yet, John? Did you find what you wanted yet? We got this or we got that. They'll drive you crazy. Got to the point at one point I almost said, well, I've changed my phone number, but then so many people have my phone number. So I said, well, so I just put their phone number, blocked them. So that still goes to voicemail. But anyway, yeah, they'll drive you crazy. They'll drive you crazy, no doubt. Anyway, I won't keep you guys on here, but yeah, that is the tri-glide issue. That's where the tri-glide went, and that died for right now. So we'll move on and be happy with what we have. Like I said, it's not a horrible thing because we have 3 bikes to ride. Like I said, was saying before I went off on something else. That's the big reason for the tri-glide was to help my wife because she has issues with her hips, but I was going to see if I can get her a better seat, and it would help me with my arthritis. That was the major things I was thinking about. And I have noticed the last few years a balance issue with, and the wife has, and I think I've told you guys this before, but the wife has noticed that too, that, when I come to a stop, I have a little bit of an issue with balance the last couple of years. But I will say, if she's not, and that's the reason she got the Spider. If she's not on the bike, my balance issues are not as bad. But the thing before the last couple of years, I never had. Didn't matter who was on the bike with me, whatever. It didn't matter. I didn't have any balance issues at all. So where that came from, I don't know. I've talked to my doctor about it, but I don't have no inner ear issues or anything like that. I don't know if it's the arthritis. I don't know what's going on. But at times my balance is, I'll notice it even when I'm out by myself. My balance is not the same as it used to be. Some days it's okay and I'm good. And some days it's like, it's not all that great. So I was looking, that's another reason I was looking. So I didn't have to put my feet down or balance the bike. So anyway, we'll just deal with it and roll on. And I hope you guys are having a great day. Like I said, it was a nice day here today. It still is a nice day, other than the wind blowing like crazy. So, like I said, I didn't get out today, which I should. Now I feel like, man, I should have got out, but now I think it's pushing 4 o'clock, and I have to be in a couple hours. I have to eat dinner, and then I have to be at basketball practice for my granddaughter. So, don't forget tomorrow night we're going live with Retired Rider and the community at 7 p.m. So look on my community page and you will find a link to that. Hopefully we'll have a good showing and we'll all have fun on that. Seems like the lives are going really well with the community chats with Motivon Virginia. They're always interesting. They're always fun. The lives with Mr. Gregory are very entertaining. Old Mac too. It's just fun having you guys hanging out with you guys. It's been an experience. I mean, I've said this before, but it's been a good experience because it brings something out that you can do for your channel more than just doing a talking head video or a moto vlog. You can reach so many different people on a live, and it's not just that either. It's just like it's a good feeling to be part of a community like that. We're a community of small channels. We're not huge channels. I'm having trouble just hitting the 4,000 subscriber mark. I go up and I go down. It's almost like YouTube. It's almost like YouTube won't let me hit that 4,000 subscriber mark for some damn reason. I don't know. I was up to 3,942. And I'm sure I told you guys I dropped down. All of a sudden, 12 dropped off in one night. Now back up to 3,937. And I was hoping to get to 4,000 before our 2-year anniversary of the channel. And that's coming up here real soon. So I don't think we're going to reach that goal. But when we hit it, we hit it. Sick. I used to do lives. Now I'm just a guest. That's all right. You're a great guest, Sick. It's always entertaining with you, brother. I appreciate you, man. It's always entertaining with you, no doubt. With all you guys, with everybody that comes on the lives and comes on and just comes in and chats or just leaves comments, it's always entertaining. And it's always fun. I appreciate it. I appreciate it when you guys, just being a part of it. Like I was saying, be a part of the community. It's pretty awesome because we're not big channels. We don't have 100,000 subscribers. We don't have, hell, we don't even have 10,000 subscribers. And there's some of you guys out there. I don't understand it. I don't understand why you don't have more subscribers than you do, because you guys do an excellent job. Motorbomb Virginia does an excellent job. Sterling, I've been watching some of your stuff. You do it. I just subscribed to you the other day. I don't know why I had subscribed to you before, but things slipped my mind. I'm trying to keep track of everybody and everything. But I don't understand why YouTube don't push out more of like Motobombs and Sterlings and Ray Gregory Rides, and I'm missing some. I know I ain't gonna be able to remember everybody because I'm on the spot right here. Abrasive personality. That's not. I don't think that's so much a bad thing, because there's people out there for your channel. There's people that's going to watch your channel. There's going to be that group that's going to be like you, that's going to watch your channel. And I believe that there's always somebody. People say, well, I wouldn't be good at having a channel. I'm like, look, somebody out there is going to watch your channel. Somebody somewhere is going to watch your channel. And that's why I don't understand why these great channels, small channels, do not have a bigger following. I don't understand it. And I'm not trying to whine or cry or anything. That's not what I'm trying to do. I'm just saying I don't understand why YouTube don't push out those channels more. Like in Road Reality, and he does a great job. It's like, it's just, I don't understand it. I don't get it. Because they're great channels, and what are you gonna do? But like I was saying, I like the community. I love the community. I think it's great. I've been, like I said, it'll be here. I think it's mid-November, 2 years for the channel. I think it's somewhere around 15th. It'll be 2 years for the channel, and it's been fun. But hooking up with you guys, hooking up with Mr. Gregory, Ray Gregory Rides, Motorbomb Virginia, Sick, all you guys, man, it's been awesome just hooking up with you guys and becoming that community and being part of that community. I look forward to the lives. I look forward to everybody's lives. I'll be hopping in on Sterling's lives, if he'll have me. But I look forward to that because, like I said, we're not big, huge channels, but just a great group of people, great community. And maybe it's just not a bad thing being a small channel and and have that community that backs you and supports you. Maybe that's not such a bad thing. I'm rough, sick bastard. I'm rough around the edges, and nobody likes the truth. Yeah, I mean, nobody does like the truth. You're right about that. Nobody likes the truth. Nobody wants to hear the truth. But anyway, I appreciate everyone, you guys. Like I said, that's my Harley dealership deal that didn't happen. And we'll just move on. Yeah, I mean, you could be. Yeah, a lot of people don't. A lot of people don't want to hear the truth. A lot of people don't want the truth to be. They don't want to hear. They don't want anything to do with the truth. The truth. They don't want to hear it. They don't want to deal with it. They don't want to hear it. And that's unfortunate because it seems like that's what all we have out there is untruth and lies and misinformation and everything else. But yeah, it is what it is. So yeah, I get that. I used to really be that way, sick. I was known in my family as if you want to be told straight, if you want to hear it how it is and how, go speak to John because he'll shoot you straight and tell you exactly how it is. And I would, man. I would freaking just I mean, I didn't think I was doing it in a mean way, but I would just let people know, hey, this is, whatever the situation was, I'm going to be truthful with you. I'm going to tell you how I feel about it. I'm going to tell you how I feel about what you're doing. I mean, I'm just going to put it out there to you, and that's it. It is what it is. If you don't like it, it is what it is. But I've mellowed out my older age, and I don't do that so much anymore. I just kind of look at people like, yeah, whatever. Yeah, you can be in a very small niche. Yep. Yeah, the small community is relatable and it is fun. That's for sure. It is fun. I mean, I don't have any big dreams of being no big, huge channel, where I got hundreds of thousands of people following me. I know that's not going to happen. So I'm happy where I'm at. I enjoy hanging out with everybody and being a part of this community. I think it's awesome. I have no problem with that. I just don't understand why other channels. I don't understand why they haven't grown into something more than what they are. And it's not because they are not good at what they're doing. I don't know. It's something to do with the YouTube algorithm, whatever you want to call it. I agree with you, sick. Yeah. I don't care about size of followers. I want to have fun and hang out with my buds. Yeah, brother, that's exactly right. And I enjoy it. Like I was saying earlier, I look forward to hanging out with everybody. I look forward to everybody's live chats. I can't hop on everybody's live chats all the time because I got things I got to do too. And I understand people can't hop on when I'm on all the time. I get that and I respect that because we have a life outside of YouTube. Everybody has a life outside of YouTube and they have things they got to do and things they got to take care of. And I do my best. I do my best to get on YouTube every day. Make sure I go down the list of my subscriptions and make sure I watch at least something from somebody and comment on it. Because I just want to give them support. That's what it's about. Yeah, you're right, 2-4. It's about community. It's about community. It's about being part of the community. It doesn't matter if your channel's 500 subscribers, 600 subscribers, 900 subscribers, 2,000 subscribers, whatever it is. It doesn't matter. That's not important. But my point was just with what I see people put out, channels put out, and they do a good job. And I look at the bigger channels, with 10,000 subscribers, 15,000 subscribers, and I look at the smaller channel and I compare them and I'm like, Well, they're not putting out any content any better or anything any better than the smaller channel. Why are they bigger and why are they smaller? What's going on here? So I don't know. It is what it is. But anyway, I'm off. I won't keep you guys on here any longer. I appreciate you guys stopping in. Don't forget, tomorrow, 7 to 10 p.m., Tuesdays, 7 to 10 p.m., we'll be live. We switched it from Wednesday, like I said earlier, because of coaching my granddaughter. She wanted me to coach her with her dad. So haven't done any coaching in a couple of years. I coached her once before, and then I coached AAU and high school basketball. But that's, I retired from that too. So, but coaching my granddaughter, she wants me there, I'll be there. Anyway, you guys, be safe out there, and I appreciate you guys dropping in. And we'll see you tomorrow night, hopefully. Guys, have a great rest of your day. Take care now.